What's going on, guys, and I'm back in here for another episode for the hot seat. But of course, as always, I do have the rundown for you guys on what we're going to be talking about. Of course, I will be talking about this week on the rebranding of NXT. How do we feel about that? Do we think NXT is going to go places, or will it be the same? And how do we feel about the whole change up on NXT? Also, with that being said, who do we think should be the next Raw and SmackDown general manager? Should there be a general manager for both shows, or just for Raw and SmackDown like it used to be? How do we feel about that? With that being said, you guys know what's coming up next. Roll that damn intro.
You are watching the most interactive professional wrestling discussion show on the internet. WWE Impact Wrestling,
ROH Wrestling,
pro wrestling at its finest on In the Hot Seat with your host, Fortminorproject.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to this week's episode for the hot seat. Of course, as always, I got a great show lined up for you guys, and as well, I'm being joined by my guest at this time. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey, Bizarre 1000 here.
Alright, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show, and I'm going to kick things off here. And recently, we did have the new episode for NXT with the rebranding, and with NXT being in Florida as of right now, having this whole different change up as of right now, and being somewhat completely different than we're used to seeing. How do you feel about the new NXT? Do you think they're going to go places, and how do you feel about NXT overall in general?
Yeah, I actually did get to catch it on YouTube. Someone posted it up there, and I really liked it. I mean, I like seeing, like, they did say Tyler Black, a.k.a. Seth Rollins, will be debuting next week. I hope to be able to catch it. I wish they'd move it to TV, though. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that episode, but it just looked a lot better than we've seen it just being done before SmackDown or Raw. Like, little JR's back, so I like having him on matches. I love that.
Yeah, I did get to check it out. I had a little bit of a trouble and an issue with that and trying to find the episode. I was going to go on WWE.com since it's mainly put up on there, and I know with the last one before they even changed up to where we have it right now, I figured they were going to put it on there, but I don't know why they decided to take it off WWE.com. I don't know if they're going to be putting this on TV. So it was a really hard time for me, kind of just by looking it up on YouTube and looking it up on Google. Eventually I did find it, and I do still have the link, and I'll actually post this later when we finish this episode, and I'll put it there for everyone to check it out if they haven't already. But since when I did see it, and honestly I think it's a really good show, and it's like a mixture of Raw 2003, a little bit of TNA, and I think it's cool that we have Jim Ross and William Regal on commentary. We got Dusty Rhodes being the general manager for the show right now, and we do have some of the same guys that have been there before, and as well new guys as well. So it's actually really cool. I like how they set it up. It's a really badass setup, and I think this is going to be a lot more better, and this is how NXT should have been in the beginning. I really like what they're doing right now, and I hope maybe we get to see this on TV. I don't know why they decided not to post it on WWE.com. Maybe we'll get to see it somewhere else, and we don't have to have any trouble looking for it. But I'm actually really happy with it. I thought the first episode for it with the rebranding was great. We had a great main event with Tyson Kidd and Michael McGillicuddy, and we got to see the people who are going to be in this season, I guess, if you will. And I think it's going to be a lot better for them. Alright, so, go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing about NXT.
Yes,
I would love, because it seemed like it was just the SCW thing they used. Where if that's the case, I would love to see them bring NXT titles on the show. They're going to do it like that.
Yeah. And I don't know if they can actually do that or not, but hey, if they decided to bring that and have some, it doesn't have to be like a whole lot of championships, mainly just one championship, and then slowly work it from there and see how that's going to go. I think that would be fine. And to have the people there have to fight for something, I think that would be pretty interesting. So if they do that, I think that would be fine. I wouldn't be against that. And going into the next topic that I do have here, and recently with the latest news that Rey Mysterio is looking to be coming back from injury and as well with the suspension. So with that being said, he is supposed to be coming back during Monday Night Raw, and we were gonna be talking about this on your SmackDown review, but we had some Skype issues. So with that being said, how do you feel about Rey Mysterio coming back, and what can you expect from his return?
I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan. Like, I've been calling for Rey Mysterio over Sin Cara so bad because Sin Cara hasn't done anything to me that I haven't seen Rey Mysterio do in the ring before.
Mm.
I think Rey Mysterio is a lot better, but talking about his suspension, yes, and his injury, which some rumors are out there that who's to say he even wants to come back. Mm-hmm. And you look at some superstars, you almost forget about them. Like when Del Rio was injured for so long,
yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, Del Rio. I just forgot about it. It's the whole, you know what I'm saying? Forget that I was for a while. Mm-hmm. It's like, what have you done for me lately? I mean, I barely remember. I almost forgot about Wade Barrett. Not that long someone mentioned him. And I asked somebody, who's the United States champion right now? And they had to think. Must be Santino. Oh yeah.
He barely defends the United States Championship. I almost forget the U.S. titles even on him. I mean, he hasn't even defended it so long. I don't even remember when was the last time they even defended it. It's been that long. It's crazy.
I mean, the last time the title was actually meaningful was last year, in my opinion. Maybe a Daniel Bryan fan.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Against Sheamus, when he lost the title to Sheamus at the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania last 2 years ago now.
Yeah, it's crazy that they don't actually defend it more often. I would not mind if they have Cody Rhodes come out and have that same thing happen like he did with the Intercontinental Championship and help out the U.S. I think that would be a lot more better and keep the title off for Santino. Even though when Santino won it, I thought that was fine and I thought he was going to do stuff with it, but he hasn't done things with the United States Championship for in so long. So I think it's about time that Santino gets rid of the U.S. Championship since it's not even doing anything for him. So it makes no sense to have him keep it. But as for going back to Rey Mysterio, of course I'm going to be marking out for this, and we're taping this right before he is supposed to be coming back on Raw, so I think that's going to be really awesome. I'm excited for it. My girlfriend is excited for him to return. She's also a huge Rey Mysterio fan, so that's going to be really something to come back to with Rey Mysterio. And he was supposed to come back before, but he had that whole suspension, which pretty much pissed me off a little bit.
Honestly, I think you can see Rey Mysterio even on July 23rd.
Yeah, I could see that too. Mm-hmm.
It looks to me like there's going to be a lot of people coming back.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait for the Raw 1000 episode. If he doesn't come back during the Raw, since we are pre-taping this beforehand, I think that would be the next best thing, and have Rey Mysterio come back and kick ass and maybe win some championships too before he retires and everything. I think that would be really
Even though it's actually not the 1000th episode, but whatever.
Yeah, it's still going to be a good show anyway. I can't wait for the returns. It's going to be one crazy show. Alright, and getting into one of the other topics that I do have here, and with that being said, of course, recently John Laurinaitis has been fired as of with the recent pay-per-view for No Way Out, and with that being said, as of recent weeks, mainly just 1 week, and going into the next week, we're going to be having Vicky Guerrero be Raw and SmackDown General Manager for the week, and recently we had Mick Foley come back and be Raw and SmackDown General Manager. Who else do you think is going to come back and do that for 1 week and be a surprise guest, or do you think there should be a permanent Raw and SmackDown General Manager, or a permanent Raw General Manager and SmackDown General Manager like we had before?
Well, who do I think, it's kind of two questions, but who do I think should come back to, I would love to see, like, are we talking about guest GMs or people who actually were GMs?
Yeah, the past GMs that we saw before that didn't really last that long and they're going to be coming back.
Well, if we're going to do it like that, I mean, we could say, hey, what about a guy like a Bret Hart or Stone Cold?
That'd be fucking sick, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool to see those guys come back and be a GM for a week, or just a night. One of those guys.
That'd be fucking
I would love to see 2 GMs, Raw and SmackDown, where we could have, one for Raw and one for SmackDown. To the other question, like, should they keep it as one GM? And I enjoy the draft. I wish they would go back to do it with the draft like they did with Vince and Ric Flair. If you remember that, I love that draft. It was so much fun. It sounded like a real draft.